Well, good morning, or good afternoon, or just good day to everybody. It is noon Eastern time, so we are ready to begin. Welcome to the second annual MIRL Symposium. I can't advance my slides. That's a problem. Oh, there we go. Uh, my name is Stephen Moore. I'm a librarian at Henry Ford Health in Detroit, Michigan. And on behalf of the Planning Committee for MIRL 22, who you'll meet in a bit, we are so happy and grateful that you joined us today. To those who are new to MIRL, welcome. And to those who attended last year's inaugural event, thank you and welcome back. MIRL stands for Medical Institutional Repositories in Libraries, and not me in real life. It's a virtual symposium that's held as a way for librarians and library staff in healthcare settings who are involved with their institutional repositories to gather and discuss topics relevant to our twice over niche part of both librarianship and healthcare. We are lucky to have attendees and presenters able to attend from all over the world. You can see the map here of all of our registered attendees. We have 346 people registered right now, including some from Geneva, Switzerland, and Geneva, New York, Manhattan, New York, and Manhattan, Kansas, Dallas, Texas, Dallas, Pennsylvania. Got them all covered. So to those who are watching the recording or awake in the middle of the night, thank you for tuning in to see what us Americans are up to. So this year we were able to structure our presentations around a larger theme, the life cycle of an institutional repository, from shopping for the best product and setting up your IR, to managing the repository and its contents, to the unenviable task of migrating to a new platform. So there should be some practical tips or maybe some inspiration here for you, no matter where you are in your life IR life cycle. Thank you for joining us on WebEx. We transition from Zoom to WebEx this year. So we have a couple reminders. All sessions will be recorded. You can visit the MIRL website or watch your email for a link to the recordings and the slides. It'll probably take a few weeks to get together, but we'll let you know when those are ready. We're using the same WebEx link all day, so you can come and go using the same link. If you need to leave the meeting, just go back to the invite and come back to our WebEx webinar. If you're posting to social media, be sure to use the hashtag MIRL22. Since this is a webinar as opposed to a meeting, all attendees will have their mics muted and video off by default. We would love to see your smiling faces or pets, but since it interferes with the bandwidth, only panelists will have audio and video. So please enter any questions into the chat, either as you think of them or during the Q&A session at the end of each session. You also have a telephone number in your invite, so if you find that you're having audio troubles, you can leave the computer audio and call in with your phone number. If you're having any technical difficulties, it tends to help to leave the webinar and come back. Classic IT solution. At the end of the event, when you leave the webinar, you'll see a survey pop up from WebEx. Please consider taking that survey, as it impacts how we program next year's event. For example, many of you responded that you needed breaks to do human things, so our schedule is just a little bit looser than it was last year, but still nice and packed. So we're starting out with our keynote from Dr. Lisa Federer, which we're very excited about. Then we've got a short break, and then we'll begin our sessions on the life cycle of the IR, starting with shopping or starting your IR, then right into our session from our service providers. Following that, we'll take a 10-minute break before our next session, managing your IR, and our last session, migrating your IR. We hope to close by 4, so our Eastern time zone folks don't need to stay too late to catch the end. The full schedule should be shared in the chat, and it's also available on the MIRL website. I'd like to take a moment and thank some very good people I work with, my fellows in the planning group for MIRL. You may remember some of us from last year. Brenda Fay is the library manager at Advocate Aurora Health. Sarah Hoover is a metadata and scholarly publishing librarian at the George Washington University Himmelfarb Health Sciences Library. Ramune Kabulius, if I said that right, Ramune, I always butcher it, is the collection development and special projects librarian at Galter Health Sciences Library and Learning Center at Northwestern University Feinberg School of Medicine. Lisa Palmer is the institutional repository librarian for Lamar Sauter Library at UMass Chan Medical School. And our newest members who attended last year's MIRL and couldn't resist spending more time with us. Lisa Buda is the librarian at Rochester Regional Health, and Anthony Delafriccio, really should have asked you before, is the data librarian at Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center. Thank you all for your work making this year's event happen.